morning and welcome back or welcome to Morning Ray. I'm your host LAN or Allana, and today is our monthly advice column, Ask LAN. I sent out my little Google form document for you guys to submit all your questions anonymously. Guys, I think I finally pronounced that word right. Anonymously. Wow, we're doing self-practicing speech therapy over here. But nonetheless, you guys, I'm so excited to answer your questions. I'm so excited to be back here recording. I feel like I've been recording a lot this past week and a bit, but I love it. I appreciate all the positive feedback I've been getting with the Hot Girl Spring series, especially the Mindset Guide Starter Pack episode 2-parter. This is our Ask LAN advice column. I love connecting with you guys and providing some advice from a big sister, best friend perspective. As a disclaimer, as I always say, I'm just a 25-year-old girl. I'm giving you advice based off of the few limiting details and context you provide me. Decide to do what feels best for you. I don't know you. I don't know your story. I don't know your circumstances. So just keep that front of mind when taking advice from me. I'm not claiming to be a professional or expert at all by any means, but let's go into some life updates, current faves, and then we'll jump into it. You guys, my biggest fear became true yesterday. If you live in Toronto and you go to Othership, you would know how slippery the floors in the sauna can be, and honestly just the floors throughout the whole place, because everything's wet, you're sweaty, etc. But the floors in the sauna are super slip, and it's always been my fear that I would fall when stepping off of the sauna bench onto the ground. And I was supposed to go with my friend Lauren. Lauren wasn't feeling well, so I went by myself, and it was my first 15 minutes in the sauna. I get up to step down and go and do an ice bath after the guide had thrown the essential oil ice ball situation on the sauna and was doing their towel dance situation. If you don't know what Othership is, I'm probably talking gibberish to you, but search up at othership.us on Instagram, and I think they have some clips and you'll get what I'm saying. I get up, I'm not even sitting high in the sauna, okay? I'm sitting on the bottom level. I stand up, I grab my towel, I'm holding tea, okay? I'm holding tea in my hand. Thankfully, it wasn't that hot anymore because it literally went everywhere. I stepped down onto the ground and my leg fully slips out from under me. I'm near the entryway, and so I'm at the edge of the sauna bench, and I slip and fall and bash my back, the left side of my lower back, on the corner of this sauna bench. You guys, my bruise is so bad. Thank God I did not hit a rib. I didn't hit my spine. I didn't hit my head, nothing. I'm just badly bruised. It is getting darker, my bruise, so that's not great. It's a little swollen. I've been putting arnica cream on. Obviously, I went straight into the ice bath. I did 2 rounds of 2 minutes, so hopefully that helped a little bit. But number 1, that was so freaking embarrassing. 2, I was completely alone. I didn't go there with any friends, so it's not like I had someone to really talk to afterwards. The guide obviously helped me, and a few other people asked me if I was okay. I had this hot chiropractor come up to me after and asked if I was okay and kind of assessed me. But nonetheless, that was truly so embarrassing, and you know what? Just let it go. Let your ego go. It's your ego that's embarrassed. It happens to the best of us. But my biggest fear did come true, and that is slipping in the sauna. Not fun. I was so hyper cautious, and I felt probably this wasn't happening, but I felt like everyone was then watching me every single time I stepped down to leave, probably in fear of me slipping again. But I promise I'm not a liability. I'm usually honestly quite good at catching myself when I slip or trip or anything. In the winter when there's been black ice or ice on the sidewalks, I've always have caught myself. My core just catches myself. Credits to Pilates. But no, not this time, clearly. So I have a lovely, stunning bruise on the lower left side of my back. It literally looks like I've been hit, God forbid. But yeah, that that was not fun. It's not fun. My lower back is definitely a bit sore and feeling it. Did I go to Pilates this morning? Obviously. Should I have? Probably not. Let's get into our current faves. I am so happy tulips are back in season, you guys. $6.99 tulips, $5.99 tulips. I will get 3 bunches and call it a day. I've also been obsessed with the extended version of Ariana Grande's Eternal Sunshine album. Started listening to that, been listening to that on repeat. I have also been obsessed with initial jewelry. So I cleaned up my ring that I got for my bat mitzvah when I was like 13. This didn't fit me for a while because my fingers were too swollen. It's still a little small and it's silver, but I have my initial ring, and I picked up this like bubble letter initial pave letter from Melanie Auld today, and I think it's gold vermeil, but it's so cute. I put it on my chain with my Megan David. Wow, so much Jewishness in like 2 minutes. But I've been obsessed with initial jewelry again, and I kind of love it. I really have been obsessed with the L'Oreal glycolic gloss lamination situation. I've been doing it once every other wash, and it just makes your hair so glossy, smooth, and makes blowing it out so much easier. Speaking of hair products, I'm also obsessed with the Orbe Serene Scalp densifying line, the darker purple bottles, the shampoo, the conditioner, and the scalp treatment spray. I've been struggling with quite a bit of hair fall the past few months, well, more than a few. Since like fall, I thought it was just maybe with the seasons changing. I know you lose more hair in the fall, but it kind of just like never stopped and was getting progressively worse. A concerning amount of hair was falling out whenever I was washing my hair in the shower, borderline clumps of hair. And same then when I would blow out my hair or style it, like my floor would be covered in hair way more than what it normally would have been, and my hairbrush would just be covered. So obviously I noticed my hair was also thinning. I had seen a few clips of my hair from the summertime, and I'm like, okay, yeah, it's not just in my head, like my hair is definitely thinning. My hair being on the thinner side has always been something I've been self-conscious of, but I feel like since I went through my whole hair care journey situation after I bleached my hair and so much of it broke off, I have really been on a journey to thicken my hair, and it was really thick for me for a while until this fall. So we're on a mission, and nonetheless, the reason why I brought up the Orbe hair products is I had heard so many amazing things, how it not only makes your hair feel thicker, like for the hair that you do have, it also helps reduce hair fall and helps also promote stronger hair follicles and help create a healthy scalp for your hair to grow more strongly and in a better condition. And let me tell you guys, okay, so I've used the shampoo, the conditioner, and the scalp treatment 3 times, okay? 3 times because I've had it for the length of 3 washes, and I usually try to wait around like 4 to 5 days between washes is what I've been doing lately. Already from the first time I washed my hair with it to then the second time I washed my hair, I noticed significantly less hair fall in the shower and then when I was combing afterwards, but I was like, okay, maybe it was just like this time I didn't have my hair slicked back for as long, etc. Then I washed my hair again yesterday, and I had barely any hair fall out in the shower, like just a normal amount, not that much, but still hair fall out because I always had that anyhow. And then when I blew out my hair and was combing through my hair, I had barely any on the ground. Like normally I have like clumps of hair. I have to vacuum the floor afterwards. Like I probably should have still vacuumed because there was some hair on the floor, and I'm a little OCD about that. And I'm not just saying I have OCD, like I'm diagnosed OCD for the record. Just wanted to clarify. But no, I had like barely any hair fall out yesterday, and I'm like, okay, this is actually working, and I'm so impressed. The fact that in 3 washes, I'm already seeing that much of a difference in terms of my hair fall, and also how my hair feels thicker due to like the volumizing, thickening aspect of the product is so incredible. I actually saw that Peyton Sardin, you guys know I love her, she did a campaign with them tracking her hair journey process over the 3 months, and I noticed too, like, her hair was looking a lot fuller and thicker, and you could tell it wasn't just extensions because it was like from the scalp. Like, I definitely have some thinning along like around where my temples are. I feel like that's where a lot of girls struggle, especially if you do slick backs or you grew up doing sports and was always pulling your hair back pretty tight. She had such an insane transformation, so I'm really excited. I'm gonna be sharing this on socials, probably Instagram and TikTok. You'll probably get updates on YouTube as well. But if you are struggling with hair shedding and maybe you found things that worked for you, I would love to hear what works for you. If you don't know what to use, definitely try to start with that. I think it might be sold out on Sephora. I don't know if it's just Sephora Canada that it's sold out. I have also heard really great things about the Kerastase Genifique or Genesis line and their the densifying line, which is newer. So definitely look into that. And then my last current favorite is mouth tape. I've been sleeping with mouth tape on every night for the past, I don't know how long, 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe. And I definitely feel more energized when I wake up. I don't think I was ever a mouth breather, so I don't really notice a difference with my throat not feeling dry in the morning or anything like that. But I have really been liking that, and I've been using the brand Tape Her. Oh my god, wait, I forgot I ordered groceries and they're sitting in the hallway. Give me 1 second. Me just realizing that this wasn't recording. But anyways, we are back. I totally forgot that my groceries got delivered and I had some meat, and honestly everything in that order was perishable, so I had to put it into the fridge and freezer. I ordered some wild sockeye salmon, a ribeye. Actually, no, I got a strip loin, skyr yogurt, orange juice. I decided to get some all beef salami just so I can have like some quick high protein snacks for on the go. I got blueberries, orange juice, just a few things, just a few staples, mostly protein situations because I didn't have anything and wanted to have on hand for the week. And while that was happening, my father called me to FaceTime with my little nephew. I have 2 nephews. One is 2 years old and one is, I guess he's 6 months now? He was born in September, October, November, December, January, February, March. He's 6 months, almost 7. I have a 7-month-year-old and a 2.5-year-old nephew, both 2 little boys. I love them so much, but they FaceTime me, so I just said hi quickly. But we are on a bit of a time crunch because, you guys, I have a date to get ready for, so we need to record this episode so that I can then go on the date, and then I come home from the date and I'm going to edit this so that it's up on time for you guys. That's how much I care about you guys. And I got reminded today by the Pinterest quote. What was it called? I'm not even remembering what the quote was. Oh, it was follow the plan, not your mood, because your mood's always going to change. So here we are. Even though I wanted to just kind of chill, I promised myself and I promised you guys that I'd have the episode out on time, and I want to keep that promise and get back to uploading my podcast episodes at midnight on Monday morning. So we're going to do that. Let's get into the Ask LAN advice column. You guys submitted questions on my Google form document link. It always lives in the show notes. I always update it to the newest one. So you can always submit your questions there anonymously. I'm actually so proud that I can say that word properly. Wow. Okay, it really is the little things in life. Question number 1. What to do about friends or partner who aren't into self-improvement? They're okay with being stuck. Okay, I'll answer this for friends and then I'll answer this for your partner because I think they're a little bit different. For friends, there's only so much you can do. You can encourage them to participate in things that you are doing. So, for example, if you love going to workout classes or the gym, inviting them, asking if they want to join you. If there's a self-improvement book that you've really enjoyed reading, maybe sharing it with them or talking to them about it, maybe offering it to them when you're done reading. The most you can do with friends is really just encourage and invite them to the opportunities that they would be able to participate in that would gear towards self-improvement. Or if they're coming to you for advice on anything, like the way in which you give advice is going to come from your perspective and the way you approach things. So kind of encouraging that mindset within them. But at the end of the day, they are your friends. They're adults. I'm assuming that you're adults. Most of you are in your 20s, 30s that listen to the show. So it really is up to them. And if you feel like, obviously, I don't have any details about this friend and what they're doing. Like, it's okay to also take space if it's such an extreme thing. Say this friend parties a lot and they're constantly like putting themselves in harm's way or are doing a lot of activities that you don't really want to participate anymore. That's okay. You don't have to participate in the things that they're doing the same way they don't have to participate in the things and activities you like doing. But I think we all have friends for different things. I have some friends that have very similar perspectives and outlooks on life and the way they go about things in their career, in their health, and everything like that. And then I have friends that we have differentiating mindsets and outlooks and different habits and lifestyles that we live, and our lives kind of cross over and overlap in different ways, and that's okay. When it comes to a partner, I think you need to determine first off, is this something that's a non-negotiable for you or not? Because for some people, I'm assuming that this is a non-negotiable for you, seeming as you are asking the question and saying they're not into self-improvement, and I'm going to make the assumption that you are. For me, I learned early on when it came to dating that I could not personally be with a partner who didn't care about their health and their fitness and their mental health, like their health as a whole, their mind, their body, just as a whole, right? Because whenever I wanted to go work out or I wanted to make a healthier choice when it came to food, their reaction or their comments made me feel guilty for wanting to do something good for me. And I learned that I just can't be with someone who isn't on the same page with me on that. In terms of like wanting to improve and read self-improvement books, that's a bit more of a gray area for me. I think it's something that can change, that can build. I think you end up being like the people that are around you. So hopefully it goes the way that your partner becomes more like you. If the question is what to do about a partner who isn't into self-improvement, and they're okay with being stuck, I don't know if that's going to change. And you need to decide whether or not that is a deal breaker, a non-negotiable for you. I feel like it is. I think you need to take a moment and ask yourself that. And if it is, that's not your person, and that is okay. If you choose to stay with them, you might feel in some way that you are settling if something like that is a non-negotiable for you, because they don't have a key character trait that you are looking for in your partner. And I promise you, there's someone out there who is either already into self-improvement or they're open to it. And they're not okay with being stuck, and they don't want to just be the same person, because I really do think your partner and your friends should want to grow, and you guys should want to push each other to become the best versions of yourself, especially your partner. I was watching the movie The Life List last night, and basically there was like these 4 questions the mom said that you can answer to know if for certain if you are in love with a person. And if this is like the right person, if this is true love. And the first question was, is he kind? You can change he to whatever your partner would be. 2, can you tell them everything in your heart? Like fully transparent, no holding back, like fully just like unraveled to them. Your deepest, darkest secrets you can share with them. Do they help you become the best version of you? And that's where I'm kind of tying this in. And then the last one is, can you see them being the father of your children? But what I'm getting at is your partner specifically should encourage you and help you become the best version of you. You should be the best version of yourself when you are with the love of your life, your soulmate, whatever you want to call it. Clearly, you are into self-improvement, and that is something you value. So if your partner isn't seeing that, they're not going to push you to improve. They're just going to like kind of hold you back. So I think knowing if it's something that's non-negotiable for you when it comes to relationships, and communicating that and then making a decision based off of that. How do you get over the nerves of your first Pilates class, especially being plus size? I'm super anxious, but I want to be a Pilates girly too. Haha, please help. I totally get the nerves of walking into a Pilates class. I would say, like, even just like me, I still get nervous, you guys, like walking into a new studio. I don't know what to expect. I don't know the vibes. I don't know like the unknown, the undiscussed etiquette. But honestly, just like know that everyone has to start somewhere. It doesn't matter what size you are, what you look like, what you're wearing. Like, you are there, you are showing up just the same way the girl next to you is, or the guy, or whoever. You are all paying customers. You are there for the same thing. Drop your ego at the door. Be open-minded. Go slower rather than faster. Really listen to the cues of the instructor. Know that like you might not understand all the language at first. It will take time. I always like to tell my students, wow, I can say my students. I like to always tell my students like it takes 5 classes to feel comfortable on the mat on the reformer, and 10 classes to feel super confident in your practice. And I will say Pilates is something that will continuously humble you. I got humbled this morning, and I continuously am humbled in my classes that I take. But just take a deep breath. Know that you are most likely not the only first timer there. And even if you are, who cares? Everyone is so focused on themselves, what they're doing, getting through a hard exercise. You're pulsing, you're holding, you're going through the full range. Just take a deep breath. Focus on your breath throughout class. Your breath is your lifeline. Exhale through pursed lips, saying shh on the hard parts. Slower is better. Think of mind muscle connection. And the more you go, the more consistently you go, the more confident and comfortable you will feel entering that studio and showing up. So just know everyone starts somewhere. Everyone knows how it feels to start something new for the first time. Leave your ego at the door, and I promise you are so welcome there. The only thing, obviously, like I can't control the behaviors of other people. Like there are mean people that exist, but they want you to be there. You can tell this Pilates instructor, most of the time they know, because like I get notified on my class list who's new. But you can always go up to the teacher and be like, hey, I'm new. Like, is there anything I should know before class? Are you able to come and correct my form more? Like, I just want to make sure that I'm doing things right. You can always go up at the end of class and ask questions like, what is the proper form for this? Or where should I be feeling this movement? A lot of times they'll include that in their cues, but you can always go up to the teacher at the end of class or start of class and ask them questions. You got this. You can totally be a Pilates girly. LAN, as you are extremely intelligent about dating situations, thank you. What's your opinion on talking to exes again? Me and my ex broke up in a very immature way. It feels like there's still a whole on story, and I was thinking about sending a text. Do you recommend, or like, no way, I should stop right now? Love your pod. Oh my God, you are so sweet. I feel like I'm intelligent about dating situations, but seemingly I'm chronically single, or maybe it's just because I have extremely high standards. Time will tell. I think exes are always hard and it's always tricky. And I do agree that sometimes there's an exception to the rule. And obviously I don't really know much about what your relationship was like and how you broke up besides it being done in a very immature way. But here is my stance on exes and breakups. Again, I don't know like how serious your relationship was. I don't know how old you are, but I really do like to believe you guys broke up for a reason. And it's really easy once you're out of a relationship to focus on the highlights, to put the relationship and this person on a pedestal and to only see the good things in that relationship and to forget for all the reasons as to why you ended. Again, there is always the exception to the rule, but I just don't want you to reach out and be disappointed or let down or not get what you're expecting or waiting for in response. I think if you are to reach out, I think you need to leave your ego at the door, like drop your ego, because your ego will be hurt if you don't get the response you're looking for. Go in with an open mind and just have no expectations as to whether or not he will answer, but have a baseline of standards that if he doesn't give you the type of response you are looking for to be acceptable for him to become your partner again, then you walk away. I don't want you to talk to him and then this kind of become a situationship scenario where you're just hooking up casually and it's messy and old feelings are coming back and you're not exclusive and other people are involved. Like, I just don't want it to potentially be messy because it can be. I would advise not to message him. Again, I don't really know the whole circumstance and every single aspect of this story and this relationship, but I just feel like with exes, there is a reason why you broke up and it probably should stay that way. I don't know. That's kind of just where my head is at. But you know best. Lead with your gut. Trust your intuition. But ask yourself, will I be okay if he doesn't answer me or he doesn't give me the response that I'm looking for? If the answer is a hard no, then don't even do it. Don't even entertain the idea. It is not worth it. Protect your peace. Focus on you. Move on to the next. Thank you next, as Ariana says. Do you still use protein powder? I follow you literally from your New Zest protein days, LMAO, and I'm in the hunt for a good protein powder. Oh my God, that was so long ago. The OGs know that was literally when my handle was still Lanny Be Fit. I use Newfix, Nufyx. It's my friend Amanda's protein powder company. I would say it's kind of similar to the vibe of New Zest, but I like it a lot more. I use the vanilla. I do 2 scoops in my smoothies. I've actually got a monthly subscription to the 40 scoop package at the moment. I really, really like it. And I do have a code Lanny Be Fit for 15% off. So slay. Hey Lan, I'm still friends with my ex and he confessed to me that he is bi and has a huge crush on this one guy. When I told my boyfriend this, he said that it bothers him how close me and my ex are, and I promised him to try to spend less time with my ex, and now I'm really confused because my ex is a really good friend of mine and I don't want to lose him. But on the other side, I totally understand my boyfriend and I would have appreciated if he did the same for me. What should I do? Please help a girl out. This is a tough situation, but I think out of respect for your current boyfriend, you should not be communicating with your ex, regardless of his sexual orientation, one-on-one or outside of group interactions. I'm not saying you can never be around this person. Like if you're at a party or at a group hangout and he's there and you guys talk, like that's okay, that's appropriate. But I don't think you should be texting or hanging out with your ex when you're in a relationship out of respect for not only yourself, but also your partner. I think that if this ex of yours was straight, you wouldn't be questioning whether or not it was appropriate or not for you to still be talking to him. Like, I think you would just view it as a hard no, but maybe it's because he's bi and you're good friends. You might be thinking like it's somewhat more appropriate. I don't know. Maybe, but I just think you should distance yourself from this ex. You can choose to communicate that with him. Like, honestly, I don't know. I don't think I would directly communicate with the ex being like, hey, I need to take space out of respect for my boyfriend. I think I would only bring that up if the ex were to message me or speak to me asking directly like, hey, you've seemed distant, like what's up? Then you can explain then and there. But I do think out of respect for your current boyfriend and out of respect for your relationship, you should distance yourself from your ex-boyfriend. That's where I've gotten. Currently struggling to exercise in a way that feels good for my body and also fit in university workload. Want to prioritize my health while in the busiest period of the semester, but just don't know how to choose between the different forms of exercise I love and balance it all. Any tips? I feel like I was the pro at this, so you've come to a good space, a good place. My tip is to create a schedule and to time block. So I found that working out in the mornings, like I would wake up a bit earlier, go to the gym, go to my workout class, and then come home and sit down and do my work or go to class, whatever it is, really helped. Or sometimes what I would do is I would bring my workout clothes with me in my bag, and I would go in between classes while on campus and then use the gym on campus during like lunch or like in between, and then I'd shower there or whatever. So there's definitely ways you can make it work. In terms of like choosing your different forms of exercise, maybe prioritize the ones that work best with your schedule. If it's like different types of workout classes, so say on Monday the workout class that works best for you is like your Pilates workout, so Mondays you'll do Pilates, and then say on Tuesday the best one that works with your schedule is spin, so then on Tuesdays you'll do spin, etc. Kind of just like schedule in your workouts the same way you would schedule in study time or put your lectures or tutorials or labs, etc. into your schedule. Do the same with your workouts. I hope that helps. Another thing that you can do is just use your campus gym during this time period so that you have control over the length of time of your workout. Maybe you cut down your 1 hour workouts to 30 minutes, or maybe you normally go to the gym and you're there for like 2 hours because you're doing super in-depth like lifting and taking breaks and whatnot. So maybe you sign up for a workout class that you know it's a dedicated 45, 50, maybe 60 minutes, and the instructor is kind of keeping you on schedule and you don't have to worry about taking longer, and you know exactly what amount of time is blocked out for you. Gonna answer one last question and then we'll wrap it up. What are some ways to incorporate wellness and fitness into your life when on a budget and unable to afford costly gym memberships and the such? Okay, during COVID, I worked out at home all the time. Honestly, when I was living at home, I worked out a lot in the basement or in my bedroom. All I had was a yoga mat, and I got a little Pilates ball from Amazon for I think maybe $20. And I followed videos either on Instagram, on YouTube. I eventually got a subscription to, I think I did the Pilates class, and then I switched to Tasha Franken. But there's even Form by Sammy Clark. I think the memberships are pretty affordable, especially when compared to gym memberships and boutique fitness memberships. So I would definitely look at that. Obviously, YouTube is free and there's a lot of workout videos on there. You can create a little schedule for yourself and save these into a little folder or hyperlink them in a notes document. But there's so many things you can do. Even walking, you can go on walks. You can invest in a pair of ankle weights if you want to add a bit of a challenge to that. You can go running. I mean, running can get quite expensive once you get into it, getting a good pair of proper shoes and all the running gear and whatnot. But you can also just keep it minimal, like focus on a 5K run. Just put your investment in getting a good pair of running shoes from your local running store. I liked using Runna for my training program. I think it was like $100 for the year, but you could also go month to month, and I have a code for that as well. They also have a free plan that you can use. Nike Run Club is also a free running app, and there's guided runs that are almost like a podcast. There are so many different ways to incorporate fitness into your life without having to go to some fancy, bougie, expensive gym. So look into that. There's also Fit for Less or Crunch. I believe those memberships are cheaper. There's always those discount gym options, or you can find local gyms with usually lower membership fees. In terms of wellness, I know there's like so much information online and there's so many different things you can get, but you seriously don't need all those wellness trends. Like, you don't need red light, you don't need fancy matcha powder or protein supplements and whatnot. Like, just focus on the basics. Less is more. You don't need to be spending so much money. I honestly have never felt better than when I let go of all that nonsense. I let go of all the crazy health conscious, health marketed, green labeled, green marketed, green washed produce, food, etc. Just roll it back to the basics. Follow nutritionists, dietitians that are registered and have that kind of that mindset, that outlook, that intention behind their practice on social media. You don't have to have all the fancy things. Like, you don't have to have a full aloe outfit. You don't need to go to some fancy boutique Pilates studio. It really can just be you, your yoga mat, and a Pilates ball, or some sliders, or maybe ankle weights, or even just literally you and your mat. It's amazing what a workout you can get in with just your body weight. You can go on walks. Like, I used to just walk a lot whenever I don't have time for anything else, or if I'm traveling, I just walk a lot. Like, walking is so good for our health. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or insane. But this is going to be the end of the episode because I do have to get going and go and get ready. I'm chronically running late and I have less than 50 minutes to get ready. And I like to take my time. I like to have a little dance party. I love to put Tate McRae on, something feel good. And we're going to go do that. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope that this advice column was helpful. Please make sure to subscribe. Make sure to leave a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. I love seeing when you guys tag me in your stories and your Instagram reels that you are listening to the pod. So keep doing that. And I will see you next Monday. Love you guys. Bye.